What if I told you that these gorgeous wedding ready candlesticks started out as old pill bottle containers and Dollar Tree supplies? We're turning the unexpected into the unforgettable, and this is just the beginning. Keep watching. Hello, my YouTube people. How you doing today? I hope that you are good. Welcome to the first episode of my DIY wedding series. Whether you're a bride on a budget, a planner with a creative eye, or a DIY queen looking to make magic, we're creating custom, stunning wedding pieces without breaking the bank. And today we're kicking it off with an elegant, upcycled candle holder you'll want all over your event. My name is Maria. I go by a Talented Latina, and I am teaching you how to take ordinary items, even trash, and turn them into high-end decor, side hustles, and unforgettable moments. If that sounds like your vibe, make sure to hit that subscribe button because this wedding series is packed with luxury looks at Dollar Tree prices. So my YouTube people, I have always wondered what I can do with these items. I've stared at them for years actually. And then I got the aha moment. I said, ooh, I think I know exactly what I want to do with them. So watch the video. So here we are with a bunch of pill bottles. These are all types of pill bottles, short ones, tall ones, fat ones, skinny ones, you name it, we got it. So I'm going to apply heat with my heat gun to take those labels off, and I am going to fill each one with sand. Give it a good shake, tighten it up, and let's get ready to stack them. So I'm going to glue them all on top of each other in a nice stack. Don't worry about, just play around with the formation and how you want to do it. And if it's a little bit wobbly, you can just glue that secure at the end. Stack them one on top of the other, but don't make it too high because we don't want it to tip over. If the tops are wobbly, just secure that with some glue. We're gonna go over it with clay anyway, so don't really worry about that. So we're going to stack these one on top of another. I chose the same types to go on top of each other because I just think that they mesh well and it really has a nice shape of the candelabra. I'm using hot glue here because plastic and hot glue really work well together. If this was glass, I would be using the Gorilla Glue along with the hot glue just to secure it in place. I like to do some upright and some upside down just to play around with the different interesting shapes and just make it look like a really old world candelabra. Play around with how you want them stacked. Some can be shorter than others. You can mix the bottles. It's just all preference at this point. You can be as creative as you want. There are no rules to this. Just make it look pretty and make it look to your taste. You see me playing around with them, taking some off and playing around with height. No candelabra should be the same in height, especially if you're doing a tablescape and they're going to be next to each other. It's nice to play along with different heights so that it gives it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of depth. Here I am taking the Dollar Tree little glass bowls and creating the base for my candelabras. Now I'm going to glue this with Gorilla Glue and with hot glue. I played around with different bases. Until I decided which one I wanted to come up with. I am using my Dollar Tree leveler just to make sure that these are straight. Now I'm going to use my chalk paint to paint all of this white. I'm gonna go over it 2 times with the chalk paint, but don't worry if you miss a couple of spots because we are going to go over this with the air dry clay pieces. Just make sure to get as much coverage as you can, and you'll do this 2 times. It's already starting to come together and look like a candelabra. I have waited so long for an idea and for that aha moment. I've been wanting to use pill bottles for a long time and was completely stumped on what to do with it. What do you guys think? Is this something that you guys want to try? I think you should. I would really love to see your take and your ideas come to life with this idea. I'm now going to use the rhinestone sticker sheets from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut it the same length as the body of the pill bottles, just to give it a little bit of texture. I think that this is really cool and a great way to create texture without really having to glue individual beads on everything. Now I went ahead and I painted those white. I did not want those to stay blingy because that's not the look that I was going for. I'm just using this merely for texture. This makes your piece look high-end. Now I'm going to go in with my Das clay. I love this clay the best. I think it handles well and it dries white, so I'm really partial to using this particular type of clay. I'm going to put it into my rose mold, and with my clay tool I'm going to press down so that I can get the shape of the flower and all of the details. Now I'm going to lay my pieces on top of the candelabra just to figure out how I want the pieces to lay on it. I'm using silicone molds with air dry clay to go ahead and create my pieces that I'm going to be putting on top of the candelabra. I'm going to be flipping them over and attaching them with just regular glue. In this instance, I'm using tacky glue, but I think you can use Elmer's glue too, and I think it will be just as effective. You're gonna press the clay down deep into the mold so that you can get all of the details on that all of these molds have. Some of the details are really beautiful, and you want to make sure that you press down hard on the clay in order to get those details visible. Here I am using the tacky glue, ready to glue them on top of the candlesticks. Now there's no rhyme or reason, and there's no particular way that I am sticking these on the candlesticks. I am just using my discretion and creative freedom and pretty much freestyling on where I want to place them. I don't think there's a right and wrong way to do this. I just think that it's up to you and your style and your flow. Make sure you don't press it in too hard because you don't want to lose all of the details on that clay. I'm using cornstarch to get the clay not to stick to everything. It just makes it a little bit easier to demold and to handle. Press lightly when gluing the pieces onto the candlestick. If there's extra, go ahead with your little clay tool and dab it down so that it doesn't slide off. I think these roses came out so pretty with this clay. I just love using these molds with clay. I think it's going to be one of my new favorite things when dealing with things like this. I just think that it's so pretty and so delicate. I just love the way that this is coming out. I love the fleur-de-lis at the base. I think it just makes it look really elegant and really beautiful. I'm going to mix this in with some leaves and some roses. Now now that my clay has dried, I am going to paint the entire thing white. Even though the clay dries white, I still want to give it one layer of chalk paint just to make it really, really white and to give it a beautiful base. I'm gonna go in with some gold paint, with some dry brush gold paint to only capture those areas that are three-dimensional. I'm not going to paint the whole thing gold. I'm just going to brush in the areas so that you have beautiful little gold or silver accents. I am now going in and gluing pearls into some empty spaces just to give it that little bit of elegance. You can fix the pearls with hot glue and it'll stick well because it's plastic. It looks so pretty. I got these little flowers off of Temu and Shein, and those little flowers give it such an elegant little touch because they have hints of gold and pearlescent white petals. This here is more than just a craft. It's a reminder that transformation is possible, not just for objects, but for us too. If a pill bottle can become something this elegant, imagine what we can do when we tap into our creativity. I get so much joy from turning overlooked items into pieces that spark conversation. There's something magical about giving trash a second life, especially when it ends up looking like it came out of a boutique. People always ask me, where do you find your materials? And I always say sometimes it's just a matter of checking your own recycling bin. It's not about how much you spend, it's about how much imagination you're willing to use. And everybody knows I love the Dollar Tree. Combining these techniques with recyclables and Dollar Tree items just makes a project look so elevated. Surprisingly refreshing that it's on a budget. This piece costs under $5 to create if you are counting the clay and the paint and the little pearls. But with Dollar Tree materials, we've spent about $2.50 for the two little glass bowls. Now I've done the silver leafing candlestick to go along with the gold. I wanted to give two different options, one for silver based metals at a wedding and one for gold based metals at a wedding. What do you guys think? So guys, what do you think? What do you think? I think these came out next level. I surprised myself with how beautiful these came out. Nobody would ever suspect that this came from this. or that. This came from this. What do you guys think? Leave me some comments because I really want to know if you guys are going to try this and what you think about our kickoff wedding candlesticks. I am obsessed with these. I cannot stop staring at them only because these came out so much better than I originally had planned in my head. Oh my God, and they're heavy. They are heavy. I think it's because I put the sand in each bottle, but also I think the clay helped it with the weight. These are heavy. I would say that these are like a good 5 pounds each. So you don't have to worry about them tipping over or anything like that. Just stick your pillar candle in this one and your long tapered handle in this one. I made 2 kinds just for preference. If you want the pillar candle, use this. If you want the tapered candle, use this. I did one with gold and gold metallic and gold leafing with pearls, and then I did this one with silver metallic, silver leafing, and little rhinestones. So by the end of this series, you're gonna have full-on DIY wedding decor pieces that will stop anybody in their tracks. They're gonna be all handmade, all budget friendly, but most of all special, made with love, and all beautiful. So you can use these as centerpieces. You can sell them. These will be amazing side hustles. You can start a whole business using things that you have at home and things from the Dollar Tree. All this are 2 of those little glass cups from the Dollar Tree and these pill bottles, some glue, some air dry clay, and some paint. I hope that you all like this video. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. But most of all, guys, I want those comments. I want to know what you think of the first video in this DIY wedding series. So until the next one, guys, peace.